80% of business owners are using AI, and of all those people using it, 80% have reported zero revenue increased and zero time saved. That's a stat that I heard recently, which suggests to me that many people are intrigued with dabbling and playing around with ChatGPT and Claude and doing bits and bobs, but it's not actually doing anything substantial for their business. And in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on what I think we need to be doing to really truly start to get the benefit out of using AI. So let's do it. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I love having you here. I hope you love being here, and I massively appreciate you. So in this video, what I'm going to talk about is, look, AI is a huge subject. I'm not an AI expert. I can't teach you everything, and there's many things we can use AI for. But what I am going to do is teach you about using AI in the things that I am an expert in. So I help people with launching their one-to-many style offers. In other words, offers that you can sell en masse, so that you're not constantly trading your time for money doing things one-to-one. So things like digital products, courses, group programs, memberships, that's what I help people to launch. And now it's got even more exciting than ever when we look at how we can use AI in that format. So yes, there's many things we can use AI for with our systems, our processes in general. I'm not a big fan of using it at the front end marketing where it starts creating your posters or writing your statuses that are very clearly ChatGPT with the M dashes and all the stuff that we all are so bored of seeing. So for me, it's about using AI in the right places. And what I'm going to talk about in this video is how you can use it to give your clients and your customers better experiences than ever, and also help them get to results faster and easier than they've ever done before. So let's dive into just 5 ways that you can use AI in your next program that you launch. So the first way is using AI assisted quizzes. So this is where, for example, in my new program, Online Launch and AI Mastery, as soon as people sign up and join, you ask them a series of questions which helps both them and the AI software to ascertain where that person is right now, what goals they're wanting to achieve from doing this program, and then importantly, it stores that information. And then as the students then work through the program, as they're then learning the modules that I'm teaching and getting the information, this AI software continues to ask them questions every step of the way, constantly adding on to the stuff that it's been stored. So it's getting this huge knowledge base, this huge knowledge bank, if you want to call it that it's building up. So it really is like having an AI companion that is there for the students as they move through the program. And one of the things that I think has been really useful with doing this is it gives them so much more clarity. When you teach courses in a traditional format or like a group program, you might be teaching the modules live. The students leave that module and then they're like filled with all these questions. Now, the traditional solution might be that you do live Q&A sessions. It might be that you then just upsell them into working with you one-to-one. But quite often, not everybody wants to ask questions in a group environment when everybody else is listening. And also, not everybody has the budget to work with you one-to-one. This is now the solution. What it means is in between those modules, rather than waiting to ask you the questions, the quizzes will guide them to the solutions and the answers anyway, so that they can literally be solving problems in real time. And that AI software is there constantly to help guide them every step of the way without a single human even needing to do anything. The second way that we can use AI is building on from that kind of software quiz style stuff. We can also create our very own chatbot. So again, in both my membership and my main program, we have now developed our chatbot, which took us a long time to think, what should we call Matt's chatbot? We called it MattBot. Obviously took us a long time to think of that. But what's brilliant about having this chatbot is literally we have filled the chatbot with everything I teach, all my previous trainings. We've even given it every single chapter of my book, which I've not even released yet. So it's literally like an expert on my methodologies, my frameworks, but not only that, my personality and my style of communicating. So what's really beautiful about this new version, beautiful slash slightly scary slash slightly weird, is it's now a voice chatbot, which means it has modeled my voice. Just like when you use ChatGPT or Claude, sometimes you can, if you want to, you can use the voice option, which means you speak to it and it speaks back to you with a natural voice. This is now what our chatbot has, and it's literally got my voice, which is very, very odd. But when you think about the power of, quite often when coaches and consultants are moving away from the one-to-one model to the one-to-many model, the fear is, well, all the best help is there giving them bespoke guidance and, giving them that one-to-one support. And I don't deny that there's still a lot of value in genuinely speaking to the real version of you. But firstly, there's also a lot of value in being part of a group of other people that are going through the same program, that are supporting each other, that can collaborate with each other. There's a lot of benefits to doing it as a group that you don't get when you work with people one-to-one. But also now with this AI chatbot, it means they get to speak to a version that is like you, that if you've trained it well enough, really can 9 times / 10 times out of 10 give the same kind of guidance and support that you personally would give them. But the difference is they can access this support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I don't know about you, but I think that's a good thing that you don't have to be the one doing that any time of the day or night, 7 days a week. And again, there's parameters you can put in place with these chatbots that says, hey, this is beyond my remit. I'm not an expert in this, consult a professional. There's also an important thing where you make it very clear that this is not a human. This is not you. This is just a tool to help you to some degree, but it is not a replacement or a substitute for an actual human. So for anybody worried about that side, there's all stuff we can put in place. But at the core of it, giving your students access to a really well-trained and created chatbot can make the world of difference when it comes to supporting those students, giving them clarity, giving them solutions, and helping them make progress and therefore get results faster and easier than ever before. Now, the third way that we can use AI in our program is it can be used where we automate it to give bespoke, personalized feedback. So this is where your students might need to submit assignments or do tests or even video submissions. And with AI, it's now able to analyze this information and give them instant, immediate feedback on how well they've done and give them instant pointers to improve on, give them their score, tell them how well they've done without an actual human even checking out this stuff. Again, there's ways that we can train it in a way where you can be really confident that the responses it gives are 100% accurate. And again, when it comes to saving you time, but also increasing the speed and efficiency of getting responses to students, this is like the wildest time to be alive right now. So it's absolutely game changing if you have some kind of program where people need to be assessed throughout. The fourth way that we can use AI is literally giving people done for you results. So I've found in the last year or so, a lot of people signing up to programs, courses, mentoring are less interested or inclined to sign up to something where you tell them the information and they've got to go and then do the work. They've got to implement the information to get results. People have done courses like that and they've not got results. Now, if they're going to spend their money on something, they'd rather just pay people to do stuff. And this is how you can build AI into your program to actually do that in a way that's cheaper and more effective than perhaps some of the more expensive done-for-you services that are out there. So, for example, in our program, we give them prompts, tools, resources that helps them create the assets they need to do their launches. So for my clients, when they're doing a big launch of a membership or a course or whatever, there's so much that goes into this. Think things like they need to create lead magnets. They need to create things like their slides for their webinar presentations and their module presentations. They need to create email nurture sequences, opt-in pages, sales pages. All this is things that back in the day would have taken perhaps weeks, if not months, or you'd have had to spend hundreds, if not thousands of pounds in getting an expert to do it for you. In our program, we give people the tools and the prompts that literally means in minutes, all of these kind of things can be built for people, but at a high level as well. I think maybe about 6 to 12 months ago, the kind of AI agent style stuff like Claude Cowork and those kind of programs, they were good, but you could kind of tell it had been done by AI. Now things are rapidly improving week on week, which means we can do slideshows and sales pages and even full websites within minutes when you know how to do this properly. So if you can help your students by helping them create assets like that, where it's literally the work gets done for them, that's going to be such a game changer again for the people investing in working with you. And the fifth way that we can use AI in our business is you can use it to analyze the community trends. So if you're doing like a live group program, or if you have a membership with maybe hundreds or thousands of members in there, This tool can actually analyze what's been spoken about in the community area, what are people's concerns, challenges, and it can literally give you feedback on what sort of subjects and topics you need to develop resources for the community on. It can also pick up on what people are saying and make suggestions for members to connect with other members based on them having either shared problems or a problem that the other member can solve, which again is just absolutely wild that we're living in these times. So all 5 of these AI uses are basically how you can deliver such a better service, help your clients so much more by doing so much less, which again, isn't that the dream, that we can make a wider impact? We can help people at a higher level. We can give them an even more bespoke, useful user experience. And we ourselves don't have to be putting all our time, energy, effort, blood, sweat, tears into it like we have done in previous years building these online businesses. Honestly, the game has rapidly changed and is changing, and making income and impact online at a high level has never ever been easier when you understand how to utilize the tools we have available to us. And that brings me nicely onto my pitch. Yes, I'm going to pitch to you from a YouTube video because we've only got a few days before the cart closes. Like, this is serious. If you want help, we only open our doors just once a year on this program, and they're literally about to shut. And if you don't join us now, you're going to miss out until next year. So Online Launch and AI Mastery is my best, my boldest, my most useful program that I've ever developed in almost 16 years of business. In there, there's 10 modules where I'm going to be training you on everything you need to know if you want to develop and launch successfully an online course, group program, membership, where you can start to sell en masse to many people rather than keeping on trading time for money with one-to-one coaching. But the real thing that gives this program the magic is I have partnered up with an AI expert, Rebecca Whitney. She is the most incredible human, and human being an important word here because her values are all about enhancing the brilliance that we have as humans, not replacing it with AI. And so for me, her values and her ethics was such an important reason behind why I chose to partner with her on this program. Now, in the program, if you choose to join us, the link is below this video, by the way, you definitely should do that. There's 3 ways in which we're using AI in this program. The first thing is Rebecca is going to be teaching you how you can do everything I've spoken about in this video up until this point, basically. How you can use AI in your upcoming programs, memberships, and the things that you launch for your clients and customers. She's going to be teaching you things like how to create your very own chatbot, which is so exciting. I can't wait to see how everybody gets on with that. It's going to be teaching you how to create AI software and tools like all the stuff that I've mentioned in this video, creating quizzes and so on, that can really create that bespoke guidance for your users, so that they have that experience where they feel like they've got an AI companion, that tool that is there to help them every step of the way. So that's the first thing you'll get when you join this program. She's going to help you learn how to do all of that. The second thing is we ourselves have created all those assets I spoke about. So if you've got a launch coming up, if you know that you're launching your membership, you're launching your course, you're launching your group program, you will know there's a lot that goes into launching. Well, not anymore, because we've got the prompts, the resources to help you create all your launch assets. There's also a launch calculator, which means you can put in your launch targets and reverse engineer the numbers that helps you understand how much you need to get to sign up to the free launch event, how much you need to grow the audience by, and there's a little slider that just means you can play around with the targets so that you can know confidently whether you're on track and in the ballpark of hitting the numbers you want or not. And then obviously you can adjust accordingly. There's also a launch timeline in there. So you put in the dates of your launch and it reverse engineers the timeline of what you need to do and when. And there's just so many great features and assets in there. The program really is meaning that we can make launching easier than it has ever been before. And the third and final way we're using AI in this program is, just like I explained, you will have access to Mapbot, the AI version of me. And we have built into the program all the stuff that I spoke about. So when you first sign up and join, it's going to ask you a series of quick questions. You fill that out and it stores that information, meaning that it can help you every step of the way through the journey as you're focusing on planning your next launch. Honestly, It is just incredible what we've created, and I can say that with confidence because it's the team that have really helped bring this vision to life, and they really flipping have done an incredible job. And not only that, this is going to be a £2,500 program when we next open the doors and launch it, but right now you can get in for just £997, or you can pay installments of £84 per installment. So literally you can get access right now and come and join us for just a first payment of 84 quid. But literally, we are closing this year's intake in a matter of hours at this point. So please, 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 please do not procrastinate. If you need to book a call with me or one of the team, there is a link to book a call on the sales page. Do that immediately if you're not sure and if you want to have a chat with one of us. Or if you prefer, just email me, matt@successschoolgroup.co.uk. But I am boldly selling to you in this week's YouTube video because I would hate to think that you have missed out on the opportunity to join such a useful, impactful, results-based program that we have created. And as I say, we only launch this once a year. So if you don't join now, you're going to miss out on so much help and support that really could make the difference in your business and your income this year. So make sure you click the link below this YouTube video, come and sign up and join us, or book a call or send us an email if you want to have a chat further. And we'll look forward to hearing from you. And I shall see you next week in next week's video.